flipping her into the perpetual circle of violence because the dick was always good during that honeymoon stage. Yet trying to steer clear of his Geminiacal ways of habit. Because one second he's happy, then the next second it's tragic, and that's what she became. Tragically second to the madness that came straight through the living room one day like a train on full speed. Beating the bitch out of her, bleeding her soul through her nostrils till that whole kitchen floor turned red. Feeling deceived and believing those words that he said week after week it would not happen again, but it did. And she told me all about it. She told me that she was too afraid of living because she was so afraid of dying. Trying to survive a state of great depression by adding on her pride in hopes that that would divide her thoughts of suicide. So she compromised and decided to confide in her God that she had died inside. All because that last time, before the last time he raised his fist, he promised to beat the life out of her, and he did. Because though he's no lab tech, no phlebotomist, he drew blood of that of their unborn kid. Now all praise to him, she's laid in a hospital bed wishing she was dead, 2 inches from the tomb in her womb now. Lifeless like the cemetery she soon to visit. It kind of reminds me of last Christmas. A situational mishap that happened so fast, had I blinked I could have missed it. But when I asked about the fist and handprints from his inflictions, her response was to dismiss it and label it an isolated incident. With some shit like knowledge. You know he be tripping. What had happened was, he had a little bit too much eggnog that fogged his vision, so he thought I was kissing some dude on the cheek, which just so happened to be my brother I ain't seen in like 10 light years. But now, 1.5 years later, those scars are starting to clear from her face, but still can't erase the many tears her heart bled every time he said, I love you. It won't happen again. Because it did. And though his lips flow smooth with that love shit, his actions contradict. Like OJ's glove, his words and actions didn't fit. But just like OJ, she overlooked and overpassed the facts off as a mistrial. Saying that this trial and tribulation shit could be found in any relationship. Just look at Ike and Tina. Needless to say, that statement didn't need much, because what's love got to do with a nigga putting his hands on you? Not a goddamn thing. Then she started saying knowledge, it wasn't always this way. She told me that they once shared a love that could be seen by the eyes of Stevie Wonder. Now wondering why their ribbons in the sky are replaced by rubber bands on thunder. Now wondering why at one time they would smoke each other's hearts for natural highs that have now plundered. Because now when he comes down on her, the strikings are like lightning, even no time to stop, stare, think, or wonder how long does her fall into winter before she springs into the summer. But then she said deep down inside she knows he really loves her, but she didn't really know. Because like so many other pretty young flowers, her absentee father was the water she needed to grow. But just as show us my name is knowledge, I schooled her and said, baby girl, you don't know what love is. Love, that real shit, is a man who could sing for you a song that has no words. Yet using nouns and verbs that reach so deep beneath your epidermis, they give you soulgasms when you hear them. Love. That real shit is the only time a man is willing to place his hands on you is when he wants the physical connection between you two to be so much that he could touch your stomach and feel your menstrual cramps. But you ain't ready for that. Because you too busy looking in all the wrong places for someone else's love to build you up. But if the heart is a house for love, then Home Depot had it right when they said build it yourself. But she told me that she could not see where I was coming from because love was blind. But I told her that love is not blind, because love, that real shit, is strong. Because love, that real shit, conquers all. For when I finally learned to love myself, my eyes have never seen more clearly. My soul's cup of joy runneth over in victory. The melodies of my heart, songs of peace, triumph, and symphony. And none of that could have happened had I not learned to love me. None of that could have occurred had I learned not to put myself first in my knees. It almost reminds me of the time that doctor looked me in my eyes and said, knowledge, you got cancer of the brain. And just like you had died inside, I'm sure the situation you facing could feel my pain, because brain tumors ain't shit to fuck with. Just ask knowledge, I know what I'm talking about. And those dark clouds started to overshadow my yea, though I walked through the valley so long and narrow, I believe that God's eye can never leave the sparrow. I stay strong, emulating a soldier, understanding that the strong die once and cowards 1,000 times over. But she told me that she couldn't fight. She told me that it was too dark to see past tonight and shining armor. And because this was my sister, this mister was about to make me remember that I'm from the hood, leaving me subject to a misdemeanor, all because this mister means her no good. And she ain't no better, expecting me to better understand her many times she understood, the many times he overstood his boundary. Fuck that. And all that's in you that's steadily trying to crack that mirror in you that's revealing the truth, and what you need to do is change the image. And she told me all about it. She told me about the last time and the last time and the last time before the last time, but this time she couldn't quite tell me about. This time she couldn't quite get it out because this time she was breathing so hard because she was trying to catch her breath because she was chasing her time that ran out.